wellness.
Oh, I see.
And
Well,
Hello. So the session continues once again, and I have with me here an honorable person who is here to take us through the motivational talk aspect, and he's going to be our guest this afternoon. He's no other person than Professor Lord
Mauko.
Mauko
Yevuga.
Thank you so much. So, Prof, welcome to the.
Thank you for having me.
How do you see the ambience?
Well, it looks great. It's a different setup from the classroom, so I think it's very good. It's well done to you and the rest of the organizers.
Thank you.
Yeah.
They will be pleased to hear that.
Yeah.
That was our goal from the start. So that our sponsors are seeing that they're putting a lot of their support into action and making this a much more action based platform. Also, do you think Model Commomwealth is a platform that can
It's a great platform. I think we need, now than ever before, we need to have these type of platforms. You know, the world has changed drastically. And if you look at it globally speaking, we have over 1.8 billion young people. And if we really want to talk about tomorrow or the future, Commonwealth specifically, so that means that that's a huge constituent. And their needs, their interests, their fears and aspirations have to be looked at. So you need to give them a platform where they can themselves express these anxieties, fears, because we live in a changing global system where people are not sure, because there's so much disruption taking place and people are so anxious, and if you don't provide platform for them to express themselves, that could lead to other things. So I think it's a good platform.
And we are hoping, in what way do you think government can also help sustain such platforms so it doesn't just become
No,
an action?
well, it is a government interest if young people constitute a huge chunk of your population and you say you care about the future. They are the future. So we have to make investment in programs like this that seek to bring together young people to talk about issues that are pertinent. Because more often than not, there's this tokenism where we say, oh, we are including the youth are involved, yet you don't give them the platform and the opportunities that they need. So I think that government has to partner with people who are doing programs like this so that the young people will feel more involved, more engaged, so that we can even learn from them. Gone were the days where we think we know what young people want and we give it to them. Now we need to let them tell us what they want, because they know so much that we think. So we cannot assume and make decisions for them. Yeah.
That boils down to one of some of the issue that causes all around the world a lot of uprising. In Nepal experience, it's one of their 10 years revolt I think recently. So I think now than ever is to be able to use platforms like to close the gap between the needs of the young ones and what the prospective older people
you are right. See, so you mentioned Nepal, you can mention Kenya and other places where young people, Togo here, where people are now venting their anger on the streets. That's what happens if you close other avenues. And so we are into IT diplomacy. So, and it's one of the things I'll talk about in this afternoon's panel discussion. You see, diplomacy allows you to create avenues that are not adversarial, that are non-violence for young people to engage. In most of our countries, we don't include young people, we don't allow them, we don't give them spaces. So therefore, when they are angry, the only avenue is the street. And that's what, if you look at Nepal, you look at Bangladesh, look at all these places, you see the Gen Z, they call them, they want answers, they want quick fixes. So government has to engage them behind the scene. You shouldn't wait till the thing is spiral out of control. People are trying to, you're like a firefighting approach. You allow the fire to start, now you are trying to quench it. No. So I think that is why government need to engage. How can we diplomatically engage young people? We talk to them, we judge them, rather than they getting angry, it spills over to the street, then we are now trying to engage them. In Nepal, they set the parliament house on fire.
And
Indonesia as well, in Bangladesh as well. Yes, Yeah, it happened in Sri Lanka.
Yes.
So all these are examples or evidences that if you don't handle young people properly or carefully, you can get out of control. And how many people can you kill? Because if you try to resort to violence,
No.
you are even escalating. So
Yes,
diplomacy,
fatal.
youth in diplomacy is becoming a key aspect of governance. How do you make sure that young people feel that they are included? And even when they have problems, what are the channels available for them to talk with the government?
Excellent. So, and also, lastly, let me ask you, from your experiences in international relations, economics, and diplomacy, what advice do you give to these delegates that are putting out the work today out there? And I think it's going to be part of this.
Yeah.
What advice do you give?
Well, what my major advice, first of all, congratulations to them for seizing this moment, taking advantage. It's a huge platform given to them. It is up to them to carry the message forward. It shouldn't end after tomorrow. Because you see, one of the things we don't do well in our continent is volunteering. So I tell people that if you want to be a youth leader, you want to be a leader in the future, you need to look for avenues to volunteer, to get involved. Not everything has to be paid. Because even on your CV, if you have a column that shows volunteering, it's an asset you have. So I will encourage them to carry out the message and impact their communities and look for other avenues where they can learn. So you can do internships in international organizations, in state institutions, so that you are giving off your knowledge and also learning exactly soft skills that you need. Because in the future, you are going to fall on those skills, and this is the time for you to acquire them. And you see, the danger is that most of our young people are acquiring academic qualifications, 2 masters, 3 masters, but they lack practical application of these. So if you have this opportunity, then it allows you to blend the academics with the practical.
And extend our invitation to all the youth in Ghana across the Commomwealth and any part of the country or any part of the globe you find yourself. We have numerous international delegates. I've interviewed Liberia, South Africa, Sierra Leone today. It's been excitement all around. So
Good.
just as Prof is saying, even though I think this time is very time bound, we are honored that he was able to receive our invitation and attend as well. So
Thank you. Thank you too. Thank you for having me.
we'll definitely catch up after you.
No problem. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, sure. Okay.
So the session continues, and I have with me this amazing Denzel here with us. She's one of our guest speakers for this afternoon, and she's no other than Mrs. Diana Say.
Yes.
This one is going to be a personal one for me as an executive, former executive of the American Field Service in Holy Child, and she's a partner director.
That's correct.
Or would you like to introduce yourself to us? I just want to smile from the start.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm really excited to be here.
Okay.
As she said, I am the partner director of AFS Ghana. I mean, that simply means I am a part of a group of partner organizations around the world. AFS is essentially an organization that is focused on young people, creating opportunities for them to connect with the world at large, but also to be curious about the world and to look at making an impact where they can. So we do this through exchange programs. We do it through various programs that are used to create opportunities for young people to develop skills, such as empathy, communication skills, learning about themselves, understanding what identity is when you go out there in the world.
Because that's what we were told most times.
Good. When you go out there in the world, represent Ghana, represent Africa, be proud of who you are and where you come from, because on the other side, they're looking and they are curious and they want to know if you're being real. Yes. So that's essentially what AFS does.
Yes, true to yourself.
Exactly.
So how have you seen the ambience, the delegates, the organizing?
I am very, very impressed. I'm extremely impressed, and I'm inspired because I mean, it's been a very long time since I was a youth myself.
You look dazzling.
I give all glory to God. I'm turning 50 next year, and I'm proud to speak about this.
No.
Because a lot of people generally don't believe that, but I think it just goes to reflect how time really does fly.
Yes.
And when I was a young person, I was not engaged or involved in these kinds of fora or platform, and I wish I did more. But over time, what I've come to learn is the world is moving so fast.
Yes.
And for young people, certainly when I was younger, things were not like this. There wasn't so much information available. You had to go to a library to find information. You had to look for it in different places. But now we are oversaturated with information, almost to the point of lack of focus. And I feel that is something that is really hampering the opportunity for our youth to develop themselves more in the area of diplomacy or making an impact in their community, because we are so distracted by so many things. We recently had an intern join us at our office to sort of help us build a TikTok platform and a TikTok channel. And so I was talking to her about, so she studies public relations, and so I was talking to her about, okay, so what is current news? What do you find interesting about what's happening globally? Can you tell me something about what you've read in the local news? And you know what she said to me? I said, okay, so tell me on the international front, what have you heard? And then she mentioned something about the US. And I said, okay, fine. And I said, in Ghana, what is currently trending? What are people talking about? What is important? And she's like, oh, Shatawali has a new Lamborghini. And I was like, okay, I mean, that's something. But is that important? And how does that impact you as an individual? But it actually told me that something that we are faced with a lot in this current generation is distraction. The way that media can distract us from what we should be focusing on. And for young people, it's so easy because we are in this environment where, again, like I said, there is just so much information that's flying around. It's difficult for people to focus on what is important. And then there's all these different things that are just there to distract you.
Exactly.
Distract you from what you should be focused on. Yeah. So I really do appreciate programs such as this, because
young people who are interested in international issues, interested in diplomacy, interested in making a difference. This is where you need to come. This is where you'll find your tribe. This is where you'll meet people who are like you, and you'll network and you'll collaborate. And it's not just about the pictures and the selfies. I mean, that's nice as well.
Yeah.
But make sure that the conversations you're having and the connections you're making are relevant and you can take them places. Yeah.
So lastly, a follow-up question too. I know AFS is doing amazing, and reaching out to various communities, schools, and reaching out to a lot of young people out there. In what way do you think Commonwealth, Model Commonwealth, as well as other platforms could help reach these rural areas and marginalized communities, and then also bring them into the web of diplomacy and then exploit their talents and interests as well?
Yeah, I think there is an opportunity to definitely go into partnership with organizations that are in those areas, that are engaged with those communities and those peoples. It's important that we connect with those groups. We understand what is important in those communities. What are the things that the people are interested in? Certainly, you're not going to bring a farmer or a market woman to an engagement like this because they might get lost in the sauce of all the big grammar and the speeches.
Yes.
But
The terminology
exactly. It's important to maybe take the learning from this platform and then use it to infuse into innovative programs that can impact the people in those communities.
Okay. Yes. We can continue. So, from your experiences in relations, meeting people, diplomacy, what advice would you want to give our delegates for today? I mean, you share a lot, but can you give us a little tidbits and some advice that you would like to?
Yeah, I would say keep the conversations going. Again, don't get wrapped up in the moment and in the little things, but be intentional. And also another thing as well that I want to say is try and be an agent of change in every little way that you possibly can. It doesn't matter how big or how small. It could be in the way you carry yourself. It could be in the way that you speak to people or how you try and diffuse situations where there's conflict. Be an agent of change. Let people look up to you and say, oh, I really liked what this gentleman said, or this gentleman said something that really impacted me. And I think that's how you should live your life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's been a wonderful session.
It has.
I feel so sad I'm going to say goodbye, but it's we are time bound and you are needed. You're much needed for the greater cause of this event. So I'm going to let you go.
We'll catch up.
We'll definitely catch up.
I think so.
And I want to wish you the best day.
Thank you so much.
I'm sure we'll continue after your session.
Yes.
So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.